Right now at 5, a McCune, Kansas man pleads guilty to fatally shooting his grandson in 2023.
And we could get another isolated shower or two this morning. Otherwise, skies gradually clearing, temperatures warming up. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, a fire destroys a home in Granby and leaves 2 people injured.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Tuesday, October the 14th. Happy Tuesday to everybody. And hopefully your Monday was pretty good. I know it was a little bit soggy out there. Got some much needed rain across the area though. And it was cooler, which was also nice. Yeah. But unfortunately, that cool weather is short-lived as we start warming up today across the region. Let's start with our look outside downtown Pittsburgh. We're getting things looking pretty good this morning. We've got clouds out there. And again, we could get an isolated shower too. Our camera at 7th and Rangeline looking good this morning as well, as is the MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline in Joplin looking back to the north as we get this Tuesday morning underway. Skywatch Storm Tracker right now, there's really not much out there. This is just a little radar glitch here, and so is that. Only showers right now are off to our north and west, so that's why we did mention, any shower chances we see this morning to about noon, 1 o'clock today, it's going to be very isolated. Right now, there's been some spotty showers. You see, a couple, 3 hours ago, we had some, and that's been it so far. Another isolated shower or two possible from now through about noon, 1 at the latest, and then skies will begin to clear on out, and we'll start going partly cloudy as we head into the afternoon, and eventually mostly clear as we head into the late evening and overnight hours. Our temperatures, it's actually somewhat, at least when I walked out, somewhat muggy feeling this morning, and take a look at these numbers, mid-upper 60s across the area. I think the cool spot's Monette, sitting at 64, and the warmer spots Neodesha, Parsons, Chatopa all at 69 as we get this day started. So kids heading out the door again for at least some of you. Some isolated showers, otherwise mostly cloudy, mid-60s, upper 70s, near 80 for lunch. And recess, still again an isolated shower or two, but those chances drop pretty quickly through the morning. About 83 as they head home, and that's where our highs are going to head for today. We'll go near 70 by 9, near 80 by noon. Again, rain chances dropping off. We'll go low to mid-80s for our highs today. East winds 5 to 10. We talked about the potential for some shower and thunderstorm activity as we head into the upcoming weekend. We've got some updates on that. You want to make sure you're staying weather aware, and we'll go over all the details for the upcoming weekend and those storm chances here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, a McCune, Kansas man pleads guilty to killing his grandson and awaits sentencing next month. John Fox accepted a plea deal that reduced his second-degree murder charge to voluntary manslaughter. A 70-year-old also pleaded guilty to criminal discharge of a firearm. Sentencing for Fox is set for November 17th. Fox shot and killed 28-year-old Ian Fox of Lexington, Kentucky during a family visit on August 7th, 2023. The shooting happened just before 1 a.m. at a home on 5th Street in McCune. Deputies found Ian Fox unresponsive outside the home. Life-saving efforts failed. Former Sheriff Danny Smith says other family members witnessed the incident. And 2 residents suffered from minor smoke inhalation in a house fire in Granby, Missouri yesterday morning. One person had to climb out of a window to escape. The home on North Gamble Street was fully involved in flames and the roof collapsed. The Red Cross has been contacted to help the family. And at least 64 people are dead and 65 still missing after days of torrential rain triggered floods and landslides across Mexico. Thousands of troops have been deployed as rescuers struggle to reach more than 80 towns that remain inaccessible. CNN's Valeria Leon has more from one of the hardest hit regions.
Days of heavy rain have caused widespread destruction across central and southeastern Mexico, where landslide and mudslide floodings have put houses like this one under the ground. As you can see here, these 2 crosses are because 2 babies died here, and it was during the flooding 2 days ago when this tragedy happened. And there are no authorities in this town in Hidalgo, Mexico, but they were the neighbors, the ones who come and help this family. This is Enrique Hernández. He was the one that helped these babies. Enrique, ¿cómo fue ayudar a esta familia?
Sí, ¿cómo? ¿Puedo qué?
¿Cómo fue ayudar a esta
Oh, sí, ayudar. Sí, corrimos los vecinos a ayudar a rescatar principalmente los bebés, que los grandes todavía estaban hablando, gritando. Es lo que hicimos, no pudimos hacer más.
He said that most of the neighbors came here to try to rescue these two children, but they couldn't save them. So this family had moved to a remote community a few kilometers away from here, but we can see part of the belongings, and this is the fridge that used to be inside of this house, and here we have still this food left, and all the roads in this community have show like this destruction in part of this trail. Most of the neighbors now are looking for help, asking the government to distribute aid to part of this community and others that have been cut off for more than 3 days. The federal government has announced a census starting this week to help and distribute aid to most of the people. There are hundreds of people that need this help and that they have been incommunicated for the last days. This is the situation on the ground. I'm Valeria Leon in Hidalgo, Mexico.
And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News.
President Trump declares a new golden age for the Middle East amid a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. I'm Erica Brown with more on the peace deal and the emotional return of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners.
Plus, the life-saving device on a pickleball court and warm and cloudy conditions in the 4 states. Chris returns with another look at your forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Time now, 5:06. We'll be right back. In World Watch, the 20 remaining living Israeli hostages were reunited with loved ones yesterday as part of the terms of the peace agreement between Israel and Hamas. As Erica Brown reports, President Trump spent the day in Israel and Egypt to mark what he's calling the dawn of a new Middle East.
Emotional reunions filled with tears, excitement, and relief as the released Israeli hostages embrace their families after more than 2 years in Hamas captivity. President Trump, who helped broker the peace plan, addressed Israel's parliament Monday, receiving a standing ovation, and called the moment the historic dawn of a new Middle East.
This is not only the end of a war, this is the end of an age of terror and death and the beginning of the age of faith and hope and of God.
As part of the deal, nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners were returned to the West Bank and Gaza, greeted by crowds of supporters. Later in the day, a convoy carrying the remains of 4 Israeli hostages who died in Hamas captivity made its way to Israel. Israeli officials await the return of the remains of 24 more deceased hostages as part of the terms of the agreement. With the first phase of the peace deal now in effect, humanitarian aid is now arriving into Gaza, loaded with food and other critical supplies to help address the devastation UN aid workers have described as a famine. The president wrapped his one-day trip to the Middle East with a ceremonial signing of the deal.
And for the people of Gaza, the focus now must be on restoring the basics of a good life. We're going to have a lot of money coming into Gaza and a lot of rebuilding.
Other major hurdles ahead include who will govern Gaza and disarming Hamas. But today, many are celebrating reunions with loved ones and the step toward peace. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Well, a new security force is to be established for Gaza, made up of troops from other nations, but it's not known which countries will send forces or how they'll be used. And still to come, tonight brings a triple dose of NCIS with 3 season premieres on CBS. Plus, conditions are warming in the 4 states. Chris returns with another look at your forecast. We'll be right back. Well, Taylor Swift enters a new era, plus the long-standing NCIS is back with a new season when Baumgartner has your Eye on Entertainment report.
The only thing left is to close the book.
After a record-breaking tour and most recently a record-selling 12th studio album, Taylor Swift shows no sign of slowing down. This week, Disney announced 2 new projects from the singer-turned-showgirl, a 6-part docuseries titled The End of an Era, with a behind-the-scenes look at Swift on her most recent world tour. Also announced Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, the final show, a concert film with the full set list of the Tortured Poets Department. Swifties can stream both projects beginning December 12th. Dearest gentle reader, rumor has it another social season is upon us. Will the eligible Benedict Bridgerton finally find love? This newly released trailer is the talk of the town, with Lady Whistledown spilling the tea on when we can finally expect Bridgerton Season 4. The new season will be released in 2 parts on Netflix starting January 29th. Tonight, your favorite special agents are back as the season 23 premiere of NCIS gets underway on CBS, with Parker on a personal mission to track down his father's killer.
If you want to catch her, you don't follow the book. You flip the table.
This new season kicks off with action, suspense, and a little flirtation.
Thanks for making the time.
More like wasting it. No time's wasted when spent in such charming company. Okay.
In what's sure to be a dramatic night, the premiere of NCIS is followed by Season 2 of NCIS Origins and Season 3 of NCIS Sydney. You can watch them all on CBS or Paramount+. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right, let's take it over now to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got, again, an opportunity for an isolated shower or 2 this morning, primarily into southeastern Kansas. Most of us will be dry. Temperatures, though, heating up as skies begin to clear out as we head into this afternoon. We'll have a complete look at your forecast, break down what you need to know about some weekend storm chances when we return. Time now is 5:17. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:19 now on this Tuesday morning. Skywatch Storm Tracker again. Right now, we really don't have anything in our area. In the loop, you can see where we had some isolated showers, and we still have some well out to our west. Could lead to a couple of additional isolated showers between now and about noon, maybe 1 at the latest. We're otherwise going to be mostly cloudy, but skies will begin clearing across the region as we head into the afternoon and evening. So after we get past 1 o'clock or so, we'll start going partly cloudy, and then late this evening into the overnight hours, we will eventually, go mostly clear. This isn't in the right spot. I do apologize about that. I thought I had it reset. Bear with me just one moment. So again, showers not going to be necessarily a big issue, but some isolated showers will be possible. As we clear out, heading into the evening and overnight hours, we're going to be a little cooler tonight simply because we don't have that cloud layer to keep in that warm air. But as we go through the day Wednesday, we'll have an opportunity for some partly cloudy skies once again, and we'll have an opportunity for partly cloudy skies again on Thursday as we continue to remain very warm across the area heading into the upcoming weekend. But that's where we run into some issues which we're going to break down for you. So again, mainly into southeast Kansas, an isolated shower or 2, otherwise mostly cloudy. Mid-60s to start, a jump up to the mid-70s by 11 o'clock this morning. As we go through the afternoon, again, partly cloudy skies, low to mid-80s, and an east breeze at around 5 to 10. Overnight tonight, though, as I mentioned, because we don't have the cloud cover to keep in the warm air, we are a little cooler, still above normal, but cooler. We're going to go upper 50s and low to 60s across the area. Now, it's this weekend that I want to talk to you about because that's what we're watching very closely. By late Friday, get a front coming through. Showers, thunderstorms begin developing along this front. So this is about 9 o'clock Friday night. We're still several days out, but there's a lot of things we need to watch. These showers and storms, as they push into the area and begin developing again late Friday, could become strong to low-grade severe. They will push through the area as we go overnight and into Saturday morning. This is where we've got to watch. We have the Maple Leaf Parade Saturday morning. We have a lot of festivities associated with Maple Leaf and a number of other weekend activities taking place. This line of storms and these shower and storm chances are coming through at the worst possible time because this is 5 o'clock Saturday morning. We've got showers, thunderstorms across the area. By the time we get close to the parade starting, showers, thunderstorms hanging on, and the showers and storms Saturday do also carry a risk for strong to severe potential. But by Saturday, the risk for severe weather begins shifting to the east. And you can see it's not really until Friday late afternoon, early evening that Saturday, that these showers and storms begin to clear out. So again, we're still several days out from Saturday, but we already have, now this is right now for Saturday going into the afternoon, we do have a risk area highlighted that does include our eastern counties for the possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms. But we also have a lower risk that we're watching as we go late Friday into early Saturday with the initial development of those storms. So with everything taking place on Saturday, you need to stay weather aware. Get the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Follow us here on KOAM Plus. Make sure you're watching KOAM News. We're going to keep you updated. We're going to go day by day, and as we get closer, we'll have much finer details on what the expectation is for this upcoming weekend. But again, I know this is the big Maple Leaf Parade and all that stuff that's going on. It's worst possible timing. We've got to pay very close attention to this. Not like we're expecting significant severe weather by any means at this time. It's just the timing going into the parade and all those festivities for the potential for thunderstorms. So we'll watch that. Otherwise, we're low to mid 80s leading up to Friday. Heading into the weekend, thanks to the rain, the clouds, we do get a little cooler for Sunday. Next week, we warm back up, going into low to mid 80s with another system by the second half of next week with more shower and storm chances that could potentially be strong, possibly severe, something else we're going to have to keep an eye on as well. Let's check your forecast. We're going to send it over to Elise now with Health Watch.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, there's new progress in the fight against prostate cancer. A Flinders University study identified 2 enzymes in the body that cause cancer cells to grow and resist treatment. By using medications that block those enzymes, researchers say they were able to boost the effectiveness of prostate cancer treatment. And older adults who get excessively sleepy during the day may face problems with their memory and thinking after having surgery. A Duke University study found daytime sleepiness, which affects up to 1 in 5 adults, increases the risk of neurocognitive disorders post-surgery. People over 60 who doze frequently during the day should notify their doctor before surgery. Quitting smoking, even later in life, can lower your risk of cognitive decline. A study published in The Lancet compared cognitive test results of smokers with those of people who quit smoking. Now, they found people who gave up smoking retained more of their brain function, verbal fluency, and memory. Even quitting smoking after the age of 50 showed a benefit. And a Minnesota couple says an AED was a literal lifesaver on the pickleball court. Jason Rentala shows us why they say the timing was meant to be.
It's safe to say pickleball is one of the most popular sports here at Miller Park in Eden Prairie.
We started playing a couple months ago probably, and yeah.
It's a hobby Rory Baki and Sunny Sangdara couldn't pass up. But when the couple hit the courts last Saturday night,
he kind of looked at me from across the court and pointed to his head, sat down and fell back.
Sunny knew something was terribly wrong.
I just sprang into Nurse Sunny because I had to. I had no other choice.
Rory's girlfriend, who actually is a nurse, ran over but felt no pulse.
Trying to hold it together and trying to almost separate the fact that this was my boyfriend that it's happening to.
Sunny started CPR and used an AED to shock her boyfriend's heart, which was in cardiac arrest.
It's still quite surreal to me and still definitely on the mend.
Sunny says this AED was key.
Rory would not be alive if it wasn't for that.
The AED was installed by the pickleball courts just 12 days before.
It actually brings tears in my eyes.
Thanks to Paul Mendoza's company, Advanced First Aid. Sunny says she wouldn't have even known about this AED had she not seen a post about it 2 weeks ago on the Eden Prairie community page on Facebook. Paul says this is the 4th person his AED devices have saved on pickleball courts just this year alone.
Having an AED shock right away is a game changer because that's the only treatment that can save someone's life.
Sunny says doctors are still trying to figure out what happened to her boyfriend. Right now, she says they suspect a rare genetic heart rhythm disorder that can be fatal if left untreated.
If my heart stops beating, this will shock me.
He's wearing this defibrillator until his permanent one is surgically implanted in the next couple weeks. Jason Rantala, CBS News.
And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, Carthage celebrates its Maple Leaf Festival and calls for volunteers.
And we could get an isolated shower or two this morning, otherwise clearing out and warming up. A look at your forecast coming up.
From writing tickets to picking up trash, I'm Blake Gully. Coming up, how one local police chief hopes a cleaner city is a safer one.
State's most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:29. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. It's Tuesday, October 14th. And yesterday got some much needed rain across the area, and temperatures were considerably more manageable yesterday
Certainly
as
were,
well.
yeah.
It wasn't bad at all, but today it's going to start to clear out and get pretty darn toasty across the region once again. Let's start though with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh, where it looks all right. It's still dark, so you can't tell for sure, but we do have mostly cloudy skies as we start the day. Our camera 7th and Range Line. Otherwise, it is dry for the time being. Same from the MoDOT camera at 20th and Range Line in Joplin. Here's a look at Skywatch Storm Tracker, and again, this is just a radar blip. That's not actually there. Shower activity, we did have some very early this morning. It was very isolated. You can see that. And by the way, if you watch like these little things here, that's how you know they're little radar blips, because they don't move. They just are there. So that we're waiting to see if we get any additional isolated shower development. Future Track does believe we'll get some, but even by the lunch hour, you can see it's very isolated in nature. And I think by 1 o'clock, any rain chances are done, and skies will begin to clear this afternoon into the evening, going partly cloudy for the majority of the afternoon, and then eventually going mostly clear by late evening and overnight. Temperatures this morning, I walked out, and it's October, but it felt muggy. It wasn't just the fact that it was warm, because it is. It felt muggy outside. The air's a little sticky. We do have mid-upper 60s across the region. We've got Cassville, it looks like, still is the cool spot, sitting at 65. Okay, they're tied with Monette. And then the warm spot right now, Neodesha, up to 70 degrees. Now, bear in mind, our average low is about 49. But for the record, by the way, this is about where our average high should be, about 70, 71. And that's where Neodesha is right now. That's how warm it is this morning. We're going to go mid-60s again, at least maybe an isolated shower or two, primarily into southeast Kansas as kids head out the door this morning. Near 80 for lunch and recess, about 83 as kids head home later today. We'll have those rain chances again through about the lunch hour, but as you can see, they begin dropping off. And what's out there, or what may be out there, is already going to be very isolated. Our highs today heading into the low to mid-80s. Now, speaking of Maple Leaf, we are watching the potential for thunderstorms Friday into Saturday, and they also come with the possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms. We're going to break down those details for you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. And as you mentioned, the annual Maple Leaf Festival is now underway in Carthage, and that festival began in 1966. The 9-day festival features dozens of events scheduled through the 19th. KOAM's Samantha Walker has the details on this year's celebrations.
Fall is officially underway here in Carthage, which means in the city square, you're not only going to see plenty of falling leaves, but you're also going to see plenty of maple leaf activities underway, both old and new.
I like to say the movers and shakers got together and said there needs to be more to embrace the beauty of Carthage and celebrate the fall foliage of what we have to offer here in town. So born was parade and activities for 9 days that everyone could come out and enjoy.
What began as a band festival, 59 years later, Maple Leaf has become a beloved tradition, featuring local vendors, a parade, and activities ranging from a chicken pageant, chili cook-off, and free concerts.
We work a long time to bring all of these activities and enhance new things so people can come and celebrate with us what Carthage means to everyone in the surrounding area.
New activities this year include a concert on the square after the parade, as well as a toy con held at the Fair Acres YMCA.
I encourage everyone to visit our website at carthagechamber.com for a full list of events.
This year's festival theme is a city of pure imagination, celebrating Carthage's continuing growth and bright future.
Carthage is going through a whole lot of changes. We have that ability to create Carthage any way we want, and with all of our new businesses and the beautification that we have to offer. A city of pure imagination, making it anything that we want.
Reporting in Carthage, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Now, organizers say they have a big need for volunteers for this year's Maple Leaf, especially along the parade route. Anyone willing to lend a hand is encouraged to reach out to the Carthage Chamber of Commerce to learn how to get involved. And the Touch a Truck event took place yesterday as part of the Maple Leaf Festival. The event gave the community an opportunity to explore, climb, and touch some big trucks from businesses and organizations from across the city. Folks could see vehicles from first responders, construction workers, and truckers.
I wanted to bring my daughter out and my little siblings, see the big trucks and stuff. They're obsessed.
My girlfriend's nephew. Okay. How did he react seeing all these trucks here?
He loved them.
Oh, yeah.
He likes fire trucks and police cars.
Yeah.
Anytime they go by the house, he loves them.
Today, the Maple Leaf festivities continue with Taco Tuesday at 5 p.m. in Central Park. And company officials at the Coffeyville, Kansas fertilizer facility are investigating after an ammonia release on Saturday. According to the parent company, CVR Energy, the incident happened at the Coffeyville Resources nitrogen fertilizer around 4 p.m. CVR Energy says several people were taken to emergency rooms in Coffeyville and Independence for evaluation. Ammonia gas. As of yesterday afternoon, CVR had not yet provided an update on the number or condition of those individuals. One local police chief is rolling up his sleeves. He says cleaner streets could lead to safer neighborhoods. KOAM's Blake Gully shows us how a community cleanup effort in Liberal, Missouri is turning into something bigger.
For the last few years, trash and junk piling up in some liberal neighborhoods has been a growing concern. Police say it's more than just an eyesore, it's a problem that affects everyone.
It's been an ongoing issue. There's people that are passionate on both ends of the spectrum. You know, of course, nobody wants to live next to a house that's riddled with trash. It decreases their property value. It causes rodent problems. It causes insect problems.
Twice a year, Chief Stephan and a group of volunteers head out to clean up properties across town, loading up trash, clearing weeds, and hauling debris to the dump. But he says not everyone appreciates the help.
I went out there and specifically said, hey, look, we've got a group of volunteers. Let's get this done. Let's get it cleaned up. And they just absolutely refused. So one of them slammed the door in my face. So, you know, at that point, there's nothing more I can do other than issue citations.
Keeping the city clean is not just about appearances. The police chief says it can also help prevent crime.
The big thing about it's not just about appearance, it's about reducing crime. If somebody sees a trashy city, they're going to come in and think that this is an okay place to commit other crimes. Kind of a broken windows effect, you know. So we would like to keep the appearance up that this is a well-kept area. It's well watched. People actually care about their community.
The city hopes their hard work inspires more residents to take pride in their neighborhood. Reporting in Liberal, Missouri, Blake Gully, KOAM News.
Now, the police chief says he'll continue working with the community to avoid writing citations whenever possible. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Apple faces a new lawsuit over how it trains artificial intelligence. Plus, Amazon plans to hire 250,000 seasonal workers this year at more than $19 an hour. We'll have the latest time now, 5:37. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Well, in Consumer Watch, Apple faces a lawsuit over how it trains its artificial intelligence. Two neuroscience professors sued Apple after alleging the company used their copyrighted books to train its AI. The professors claim Apple trained AI models by pirating their copyrighted books through shadow libraries and web crawling software. The lawsuit says the professors are seeking an unspecified amount for damages and in order for Apple to stop using their books. This is the second lawsuit against the company over its AI training in the last 2 months. And silver is notching record levels as investors rush to safe havens. Silver prices jumped more than 6% yesterday, hitting over $50 an ounce. Goldman Sachs says silver is riding the same wave as gold, with investors flocking to precious metals as the Fed cuts interest rates. And the National Association for Business Economics has revised its U.S. outlook for this year. The group now predicts the nation's gross domestic product, or GDP, to rise 1.8% this year, up from their 1.3% projection last June. And the Economist Group's survey found a worsening job market outlook, revising its predicted average monthly payroll job gains down from 87,000 to 60,000 for the rest of the year. And Amazon says it plans to hire 250,000 seasonal workers this year. According to the company, seasonal employees make an average of more than $19 an hour. The announcement comes as job placement firm Challenger, Gray, and Christmas predict the number of overall seasonal retail jobs will hit a 16-year low in 2025. And the federal government shutdown isn't letting tax filers off the hook. Tomorrow is still the last day to file 2024 federal income taxes with the Internal Revenue Service for most people who've requested an extension. Right now, most IRS locations are closed due to the shutdown, with tens of thousands of the agency's workers furloughed. And protecting children online is a full-time job, and it's only getting tougher. But a new app powered by AI is helping families stay one step ahead. Tina Kraus has the story.
With every tap, smartphones open a gateway of possibilities for kids.
Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube.
And a world of worry for parents. But an artificial intelligence-driven app is offering a new kind of digital safety net. Rather than banning or restricting access, Swaley retrains feeds in real time.
It kind of filters and identifies harmful content within social media, and it alerts both children and parents about it, and it helps them deal with it. It gives them tips and tricks of what they're being exposed to.
Swaley worked with more than 2,000 families from the US and UK to create the app.
Everything that you told us actually helped us build the app.
77% of children told the company social media is damaging their health, and most feel powerless to stop it.
And 72% specifically of UK kids told us that in the last week they had seen something negative that had made them anxious, angry, sad, or kind of annoyed or uncertain about life.
Swaley uses 36 AI filters to expose harmful themes.
Everything from over-sexualization to unrealistic body standards, toxicity, misogyny, violence.
Teachers say it's a welcome tool.
It has the capability through its AI to understand the latest trends in a way that, frankly, even I as an educator who works with children every day, we can't stay on top of it.
What I've seen recently.
AI-powered protection, designed to detect what parents might miss. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Now, creators say Swaley is built to keep up with fast-changing memes, slang, and other social media trends faster than traditional filters can. Now, to look at Consumer Watch, let's take it over now to Chris for a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, again, we've got the opportunity for an isolated shower or two this morning, mainly into southeastern Kansas. Otherwise, we're mostly cloudy. However, skies will begin to clear later and temperatures will begin to climb. We'll have a complete look at your forecast and break down what we're watching for the upcoming holiday, Maple Leaf weekend, which I know for some is a holiday. When the KOAM Morning News returns, time now is 5:45. We'll be right back.
Well, it was something almost out of this world that landed in a Texas farm field. Details in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Michelle Brooke with today's Ag Day Minute. President Trump says not to worry about China. It comes after tensions between the two countries rose at the end of last week. Now China is calling for the U.S. to withdraw a new threat of a 100% tariff and other export control measures. President Trump announced the possible new tariff last week after China placed stricter restrictions on rare earths, a vital resource used in electronics. While the president didn't withdraw his tariff threat over the weekend, on his Truth Social site he posted, quote, "Don't worry about China, it will all be fine." More people are buying yellow potatoes these days. Prior to 2015, yellow potatoes accounted for about 5% of Red River Valley's potatoes, with the red potatoes being the best seller. Now they say yellow potatoes make up about 50% of its production. Growers attribute their popularity surge to cooking shows and recipes promoting them. And you never know what you'll find out in the field on the farm. Ann and Hayden Walter say they were shocked when this bulky object with a massive parachute came down on their farm in Edmondson in West Texas. The couple called the local sheriff's department. They all soon learned that NASA was searching for a missing piece of equipment, and they had found it. NASA says the massive probe was part of a high-altitude research mission. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on this station or get updates at agweb.com.
Now here's Chris with a full look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about this morning in terms of our weather. First today, we have an opportunity for an isolated shower or two. So far, we saw some very early this morning, but that's been it. But we could get a few additional isolated showers. Best chances into southeast Kansas. But again, even then, those chances are very low. And by noon, you can see we're down pretty limited on any shower coverage out there. I think by 1, any remaining rain is gone. And then skies will begin to clear as we head through the afternoon and evening. So we'll go partly cloudy this afternoon, and then mostly clear by late evening and overnight. We head into our Wednesday. We are looking at partly cloudy skies, and otherwise temperatures still staying well above average. Our average high is about 71, 72, and our overnight low, by the way, our average low is about 48, 49 degrees out there, and we are well above that this morning already. In fact, earlier, Neodesha was sitting at 70 degrees. 70. You're 2 degrees cooler than what the average high should be for this time of year, and it's what? It's 5:50 in the morning. All right, the rest of our Wednesday, good. Thursday looks good as well. We'll have the opportunity for some partly cloudy skies. We'll stay warm. Now, what we're really watching is this upcoming weekend, which we're going to get to in just a moment. First, though, through the morning, again, mainly into Kansas, an isolated shower or two, mid-60s to start, mid-70s by 11 a.m. As we head into the afternoon, our highs climbing low to mid-80s, and again, skies clearing, partly cloudy with an east breeze at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Into the evening, skies will continue to clear a bit more. We'll go mostly clear, about 70 by 10, but we're cooler tonight simply because we don't have the cloud layer. We don't have that thermal blanket to keep the warm air of the day in, so we're still above normal, considerably so, but we are cooler than where we are right now, even as we'll go back into the upper 50s and low 60s. So now let's talk about what's happening this weekend. We, of course, have Maple Leaf. We have the parade Saturday morning. We have all the festivities on the square. There's a number of other things that are going to be taking place this weekend as well. And unfortunately, we have some storms with some pretty bad timing right now. So by late Friday, we have an approaching cold front that brings in this line of showers and storms. Some of these could be strong to low-grade severe as we go late Friday. So here we are about 9 o'clock. Now as we go overnight and into Saturday morning, by 5 a.m. we have showers and thunderstorms across the region. So that's going to be making everything soggy. It's going to be making it wet. It's dreary. The concern we have right now is that going into about parade time Saturday morning, we still have a number of showers and thunderstorms across the area, and unfortunately with greater chances east of the 69 corridor. So if you're heading to Maple Leaf, or those of you planning Maple Leaf, you need to be very weather aware over the next few days. We're still several days out. There's a lot of variables in play, but we are not just looking at the thunderstorm chances. Some of these storms could be strong, possibly severe, again by late Friday into Saturday. And so that's why we've got to keep a very close eye on that. Make sure you've got the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Make sure you've got KOAM Plus. You follow us here on air, because as we get closer, we'll get a lot finer details on what the expectation is. The other issue is, you can see these storms don't leave immediately by 5, still a few lingering, and by Saturday afternoon, we do have at this far out a severe risk area highlighted out there. So that's why we want to watch this very closely over the next few days, because again, it's just worst possible timing for the potential for storms this weekend. Between here and there, we're mid to even upper 80s in some cases. A bit cooler this weekend, warming up next week. More thunderstorm chances second half of next week, and we're watching those storm chances as well, as some of those could be a bit on the strong side. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Well, Halloween is just over 2 weeks away, but excitement is already building in Northern California, where a huge pumpkin contest was Held yesterday, 4 pumpkins made the finals at the 52nd annual Half Moon Bay World Championship Pumpkin Weigh-Off using a 5-ton digital scale. Judges gave the grand prize for this one coming in at more than 2,300 pounds. And severe storms have caused power outages for tens of thousands along the East Coast. New Jersey, with winds over 60 miles per hour, is under a state of emergency, as are parts of New York State. The storm has flooded roads and caused flight delays and cancellations.
And we've got some isolated shower chances as we head through the morning again, mainly into southeastern Kansas out there. We'll go mid-60s by 8, mid-70s by 11. Bear in mind, even the rain chances we do have are very low. Most of us will be dry. We'll be mostly cloudy through the morning as well, and then we'll start to clear out this afternoon, going partly cloudy, highs much warmer than normal, low to mid-80s. We head into the evening, skies continue to clear a bit. We'll go mostly clear back into the upper 50s and low 60s. And of course, we're cooler tonight because we don't have that cloud layer in order to keep the warmer air in across the area. We'll stay in the low to mid 80s, maybe even some upper 80s over the next few days. And again, we are watching very closely these thunderstorm chances from late Friday into early Saturday. And some of these between Friday and Saturday could be strong to low-grade severe. So with Maple Leaf going on, if you're heading to Maple Leaf, as I mentioned, or if you are organizing Maple Leaf, taking care of the parade and all of that, you just need to be very weather aware over the next few days. And again, over the next few days, we'll get a much finer picture of what the expectation is. We'll cool down on the other side of that activity, warm back up next week, and watching additional thunderstorm chances in the second half of next week. We're back with more after this.